What up, everyone? Welcome to today's episode 2 of Safemoon Sunday or Safemoon Round Table. We got an entirely super stacked deck. Give me just a second. I'm getting feedback. Some form of troll. But yeah, we got a stacked team here. So we got. I'm gonna start bringing everyone up here. We got Generation Crypto.
How's everyone doing tonight, guys?
Bergman. We got Crypto Atlas, we got Safemoon Tim, we got Moonboy, and our special guest, Safemoon's very own CatsRus. All right.
What up, Tim?
All right, so hope everyone is doing really well. Like I said, we got a super stacked team. We got 2 new members in here. We got Crypto Atlas and we got CatsRus joining us for this round table. And we have a really like busy deck here. So just quick introduction. Obviously, if you guys don't know us, we're the content creators for Safemoon, and we have Crypto Atlas here. Crypto, did you want to give us a 30 to 40 second blurb on who you are, because you did miss last week's?
Crypto Atlas?
Yes.
Oh, okay. What's up, everybody? Nice to meet all of you. My name is Atlas. I mean, you can call me Atlas at least. And I cover mostly Safemoon content on my channel, but sometimes I'll cover some wide variety of other cryptocurrencies. And I'm excited to be here, RJ. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure, man. So tonight's agenda is so we're gonna go over a bunch of things, right? So we're gonna let Cat talk about the 10% claim. So we're gonna give him the floor a little bit, and then we're gonna review a bunch of updates from Safemoon Sunday. We're gonna talk about Project Phoenix. We're gonna talk about their plans for 2022, and then we'll go over some community questions. All right. So first and foremost, let's go ahead. Cats, if you want the floor, go ahead and you can go over the claim for the reimbursement portion.
Sure. So in the very early, I would say it took around 20 to 30 minutes of the V2 contract going live and the migration process, there was a small number of people who used the web swap that did not get the 10% back because the migration contract hadn't propagated to the actual server. It took a bit of time, that went through, and everyone else was fine. However, for those people that did not get their 10% back because they acted as essentially a swap, they didn't click the migrate, and it went through as a standard swap. So essentially what happened there was you had Safemoon V1, it went to BNB, and then it went to V2. So it essentially counteracted as a buy, essentially. So for those people that lost out, Safemoon heard, and the team have heard you. So you can now look to claim those funds back with what you've lost. So the difference that you've lost will be covered by the team. They'll go in and review the contract and check everything from your side, and then they will basically give you the difference. You can do that by going through to safemoon.net/claim. That will take you to a Google form. You will fill out the form in accordance to what it is asking you for. It should ask you for the transaction, the migration transaction that you did, along with your wallet. From there, they'll be able to review the transaction, and then credit the funds as the difference is needed. Now, I will stress this enough. Please do not fill out the form to try and cheat the system. Do not give the team more work. You're not only giving them more work, but you're also then delaying people for having their funds credited back to them. We want to clear this up and make it as quick as possible. So if you've lost funds, then that's fine. Go ahead, we'll clear that out. We'll credit everyone that needs to be credited, and we can move on and get everyone to V2. So go to safemoon.net/claim if you need to make your claim, and just keep it straightforward as that.
I don't hear you. RJ,
looks like your
RJ,
mic
you
is
gotta
muted.
unmute your mic.
You did, yeah. You gotta unmute yourself.
Yeah, we's about to go after RJ, bro.
Yeah, we didn't hear none of that. Start over.
Yeah, listen, I don't know. I looked at my entire computer, right? There's some mad feedback. I hear 3 of us going on, and there's like, well, anyways, I hear myself 3 times, so it's kind of weird. So I'm kind of like trying to talk in front of myself. But anyways, so yeah, like I said, if you guys have any questions, I hope you guys understood what Cats was trying to say. So don't try and cheat the system, right? Obviously, there are people that were missing the 10% reimbursement. So make sure you guys just go ahead and go through that process. All right. So let's go ahead and go over the Safemoon Sunday's like high level overview. So we went through chart restructuring. These are some of the features that they added, right? They went through chart restructuring, trading view charts, which is awesome. So for people that want like technical analysis and stuff like that, obviously that's going to be in there now that we have trading view charts. We have the ability to import private keys, importing 12 and 24 seed phrases, ability to create multiple wallets and label wallets, faster swap, and address speed issues. So let's break some of that down. So Adam, tell me, out of all those, tell me what is something that you're most excited about out of all those features?
I like multiple wallets. Is that part of this one? Yes, the multiple wallets is really cool. I think it's cool because then you'll be able to store your crypto, so you can have one wallet that you're using on your every single day basis, and another wallet you can have that you're actually storing your crypto, so it's going to be a lot harder to hack, so you can keep it on essentially all in one place. So it seems like in general, Safemoon and the whole team, they're trying to do, from point A to point B, a straight line without any static, and make everything super smooth. So I really like that they're having the ability to do everything on the Safemoon ecosystem. So yeah, that's what I'm most excited about.
Crypto Alice, what's your favorite feature of one of the newest updates?
I would agree. I would say the ability to have multiple wallets. One of the benefits that I looked at something like that is that if you quickly need to export out to another wallet for one reason or another, so like for example, Binance Smart Chain, I have sort of a main account that I keep that on, but if I need to transfer it over to a separate wallet to be able to play around with trying to acquire some of these other cryptocurrencies, I can be able to do so. And just the whole security of mindset of knowing that you don't have one single crypto wallet that's vulnerable, but you can quickly access other things in real time if you need to. And if you're concerned about where you left maybe your private keys somewhere else, it's just all in a nice, convenient location. So I really like that feature personally.
Cool, man. Safemoon Tim?
Yeah, what I really like about it, how easy it was to convert to V2. I mean, that's one of the things that I was really looking forward to see it be as easy as it was. They told us exactly what it needed to be done when we got it, and it was very straightforward. I also like the Easter eggs that they're hiding in there for us. I feel like that's makes it fun, and I like how functional it is. I think I like being able to swap to the new HOD coin. I like being able to swap to Beefy Finance, and they're all some of the features I really enjoy with the update.
I found the feedback. The feedback is gone. Oh my God, guys. I don't think you understand how crazy that was to try and talk while I'm hearing 3 of everyone in a 10-second delay. It was like, I'm like reading everyone's lips. I was like, where am I in the chat? So it's awesome. It's all fixed. It's all fixed. Moonboy, tell me what's your favorite update, man?
Yeah, I'm just going to echo what Tim said. That migration process was seamless, just as advertised. There was literally a two-click button process to where you approve and swap. I've been in quite a few migrations of other tokens wanting to upgrade or swap new contracts to do certain things. And it's usually either airdrop your tokens and send them somewhere else, or connect to some other thing, and then you have to have this massive delay. The whole process was very clean. Even using the web swap, I swapped, so I have about 2 or 3 different wallets that do have SafeMoon. One was the Safemoon wallet, but I do have other wallets like my MetaMask that had to connect to the web swap. The web swap as well, very simple, very simplistic, straightforward. It doesn't take anyone that, is in the community of Safemoon to understand. So I love how they execute exactly what they advertise. A lot of these coins, they tend to hype up what they're bringing, their products and services, but they really just moonshot too high, and it doesn't deliver exactly how they had it advertised for the past couple of weeks. But Safemoon did do a very clean migration over, and I don't think anyone has had any difficulty thus far getting their version 2 token. So that's a cool feature.
Appreciate it, man. Generation?
Yeah, I think that the wallet migration went really well. In my personal opinion, it was crazy to see, just kind of echoing what everyone else is saying, how easy and seamless it was, especially if you were a wallet user. I also used the web swap. I had some friends use it and kind of report back to me some people that were very unfamiliar with crypto, and they mentioned themselves that it was a lot easier of a process than they were expecting. So I think that's awesome to hear that not only are the people that are advanced in crypto enjoying the changes that came, but also the people who are not so advanced in crypto were also able to easily utilize the new migration process, and they didn't come up with, you know, tons of questions. And they did a really good job at addressing stuff up front. I thought that they were thinking ahead, like when that notification comes up, letting people know, hey, the price is not going to show for a little bit. I want you to basically press this button that checks this box that you've read this and understand that the price isn't going to show up for a little while. So I love that they addressed that stuff up front as best they could to make sure that people weren't going to be fearful when the migration goes through and they see that the balance is zero or not showing. So I think that was awesome that they included that portion. I think it's those little things like that them thinking ahead in these big picture plans that really makes the difference between basically a project that succeeds and a project that fails.
Cool, man. Cats, you're a part of this panel, man. What's your favorite part of that update?
Besides multi-wallets is cool, but when you don't have your crypto stored on the Safemoon wallet, you'll know why. We had a conversation and trying to sort all of that mess out. But for me, it's private keys. Private key is, for me, the most fundamental part to my security, because my essentially hard wallet is in a safety deposit box with essentially the cold one where you put, or you have to push out all the metal plates. I forgot what it's called. But that's in a safety deposit box. I have to go and get that out every time before I can even look to think about making a transaction. So Safemoon Wallet is the visual for me to keep an eye on it when I need to, but I want to make any transactions, I have to go to the bank, pull it out. So that also makes me stop making me make any rational decisions as well. So private keys by far.
Yeah, man, that's an important topic of conversation that I think, you know, gets overlooked. And as more people really start to lean on DeFi or start to really get involved with DeFi, the cool thing about DeFi is you're in charge of your own funds. The not cool thing about DeFi is you need to take that seriously to protect your funds, right? And some of those steps is getting a cold wallet and a hard wallet. And like Kat said, him and I had a conversation because we were messing with the LPL and we were looking at the differences between his Trezor and my LPL. It was just crazy. It was a steep learning curve because it was not as intuitive. Like I said, you can only watch so many YouTube videos. You can only read so many documentation until you have it in front of you. You're like, this is kind of crazy. Even Cats was like, well, what is happening? Let's try this. Let's test this. I was like, all right, let's test it. Let's test it. Obviously, all the cryptos are all your cryptos are stored on the blockchain. So I was deleting the wallets here and there without any worries. But it's absolutely a serious topic of conversation that people need to start looking into, right? If we are potentially holding millions of dollars for the future, you guys need to really look into protecting those assets. So it's definitely a serious topic of conversation. So thank you, Cats.
Can I ask a quick question? RJ, you guys,
ahead, man.
So what do you like better? Can you talk about it between the LPL and the Trezor, or you're saving that for a video? Or did that video already come out?
Yeah. We can talk about it here. So we had found out between Cats and I that the LPL has, I don't know how to say it, Cats. You can interrupt me, but it's like not really more secure, but it's more steps to it, right? So Cats is all you need to do when he creates a transaction, he plugs in his Trezor, and then the Trezor one asks him if he wants to approve it. So the Trezor is actually doing the signing, right? So he approves it, and then it signs it, and then it sends the transactions. On the LPL wallet, it's interesting because I don't have it with me. It's upstairs. But what you would do on the LPL is you have the LPL app, and then you have the LPL pad, okay? On the app, you will go ahead and initiate the transaction. It's going to create a QR code that the LPL pad needs to sign. So the LPL pad signs it. It then creates a signed QR code, and you scan it with the LPL app, right? So it's all used. It's like really, really crazy. And I'm like, this is kind of crazy for sure. But that's a difference between the Trezor where you just plug it in and the LPL pad where you do like multiple signing of the QR code. Did I miss anything there, Cats?
No, you hit the nail on the head. It's essentially the AliPal created an extra step of a layer of security by essentially using its own app as the first wallet. So you don't need Trust Wallet, you don't need Safemoon Wallet. You just use the AliPal app as your wallet to then create this extra step of signing to the connection of the AliPal. So it's not like mine where I just literally have to go on my app and then it goes off to the Trezor because it's got the private key. You go, okay, right, sign, yep, done, proved. So you've got that additional step of security, which I like.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's very interesting for sure, because I definitely deleted my MetaMask and my Trust Wallet now from my phone. I just now use the AliPal and the Safemoon app because I can access everything. Cats and I was sending them screenshots left and right, right? You can even access DApps on the AliPal app. So you can go in a pancake swap. You can look at other DApp applications that it connects to. You can even connect to the Safemoon swap. Cats and I tested it, but Cats, I don't know how you want me to word that, but it's not working. So like if you use the AliPal application to go into the DApps to Safemoon swap, it's not swapping in there. So just something to notate, right? So we don't know if that's on AliPal's side or Safemoon's.
It's mainly just because it's not truly wallet connect on the Safemoon swap right now. It's just the Trust Wallet connection, which is the issue there, while that one wasn't working yet. I know it'll be something that'll be down the line, but I believe that potentially will come with the likes of DApps and everything like that. So from the Safemoon side.
Cool,
And,
cool.
Yeah, sorry. I just want to echo the importance of a cold wallet because I actually almost got hacked today. So I was in Telegram, right? And someone messaged me randomly. I don't know who they were, but they send me these photos. And usually when you click a photo, it pops up, but I clicked this photo and actually installed onto my phone. And the second I saw that, I just turned my phone off. I was like, I'm not playing with that. I rushed home and I imported my seed phrase on a different device. I opened my phone up really quick and I deleted my Safemoon wallet and I deleted the MetaMask app as well. And I deleted the files that were instantly installed on my phone. But if I actually go into my device, those files are still embedded in there. So this phone right now is compromised. I don't have any more of my crypto on this. I tried it fast. I could have transferred everything. But I wasn't trying to interact with those files that are instantly installed. When I went back to the chat in Telegram, the guy deleted it and blocked me. So for me, it looked like an apparent scam because you don't typically click a JPEG photo and it downloads a zip file. I wasn't clicking into that. So it's very important what we're talking about here when it comes to storing your big holes, because we're essentially building $1 million portfolios with our Safemoon bags. And if you guys are buying Ethereums and Cardanos, these are million portfolios. Give it 2 years. It's going to be up there in 7 figures. We need to do the best we can to protect those assets, especially being on Telegram and, just randomly chatting and talking to people. You really wouldn't think about someone sending you like a link or something, but clicking those things and not knowing what you're doing, that's the best way to lose your crypto. So having it something that is offline, somewhere where you're not talking to people on a regular basis, is the best way to safeguard your assets.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Moonboy. I do want to go around because I want to see if you guys don't mind me asking, like what you guys are doing about it. Generation, do you have or use a cold storage wallet? And if not, do you plan to get one? And if yes, what model?
That is a stat question. I have used them in the past. I don't currently have any now. I've just used, back in the day, it was just a hard drive that you just download things on. This was way back before they were making specific devices for it, right? So that was back in, was it 2014 with Bitcoin that I was using stuff like that. And so since then, I haven't got into it, but I know that I need to, especially for my DeFi that's starting to really increase in its value. So it's something that I should probably look more into.
Yeah, for sure. Crypto Atlas, do you use a cold storage wallet?
I have before. I got the Ledger, and I was using that not for Safemoon. I had a series of people that were asking me if you could store Safemoon on that, and I was never actually fully aware of being able to do so or not. But I'm a big supporter of paper wallets, which I know we didn't really address that too much, but that's technically another alternative that people could use. Delete all your apps, and then whenever you need to get access back onto the chain, you could download an app in the future on a separate device, and I got all my private keys right there on a piece of paper. So I'm totally disconnected from the internet. And so I like that idea. I still have my Ledger. I'm looking forward to when Safemoon eventually releases their own cold storage wallet. And I would definitely be a big supporter of that and actually going out and buying that device. I'm curious, based on the old concepts, if you guys remember, kind of looked like as if it was its own phone. And I know they were pretty pissed off at that article that came out that Ledger had published. You remember all that? Had War on Rugs as their reference source.
RJ remembers.
Yeah, listen, I've cleared this air several times now, right? Because I did a video on cold storage wallets and the importance of it, and I did cover Tracer and Ledger. Now, I had 100% knowledge of what Ledger had done and all the BS that they were trying to pull. But at the time when I was really thinking about it, right, and of course the community gave me backlash, but it's okay. I really outweighed it, right? Ledger still supported BEP20 tokens. So can I swallow my pride on the fact that they were trying to troll Safemoon, but at the same time, the other side of it is they do support BEP20 tokens, and I'm supposedly protecting millions worth of dollars. So I did include them in my video and got a lot of backlash, but I mean, you know what? At the end of the day, right, the whole goal is to just support and protect your potentially millions worth of dollars down the line, right? So
Were you were a fodder, right?
RJ was supporting Ledger. But yeah, man. Tim, what about you, man? Do you use anything?
I was really waiting out for the holding out for the Safemoon wallet. I did delete my wallet off my phone, and I hid the last all 12 of my key phrases in my last 12 videos. So if anyone wants to try to figure out my 12-word key phrase, just watch my last 12 videos. One word from each episode is one of my words that's in my key phrase. So have fun with that, guys.
There's no way you did that. You really did that?
No,
Yeah,
I didn't.
I did. I absolutely did. Seriously. So I know which words they are because I stressed them. So figure it out, guys. You can have my money. I don't care.
For a while.
All of a
rolling
sudden,
the
Tim's
dice,
gonna have
guys.
all of a sudden Tim's gonna have 10,000 views on all his videos.
Yeah,
you're
for
gonna have
sure.
a bunch of people who are gonna FOMO into your videos trying to crack this code now.
Hey
Last
man,
fall?
I like riddles. So if they want to go in and figure it out, man, go right ahead. They're all in there.
It's a
Not
wallet
gonna
with like
reveal which ones
$5
they
of
are.
safe.
I was just about to say that has like maybe one Safemoon version one.
No, it's quite a bit of Safemoon. I mean, it's not probably as much as you
Yeah,
guys. Are
1,000
rolling,
V1 safe moon.
but- Yeah, that's what it is. No, it's a little bit more than that. But
You know, let's be real here. I get the feeling that everyone that's on this panel that's a YouTuber, we're all into riddles. Like being able to do all these videos covering stuff on Safemoon progressively, I think the riddles has been one of the funnest elements to it. The only time I would say that it hasn't been that fun is like the repeated use of the imminent and the build up to version 2 did start to get a little bit old. But remember all these pictures with the DM 209 and like looking at the hieroglyphics and all that kind of stuff. I think that's fun, taking the time, especially as a community coming together and everyone's pitching out their ideas of what they think this could mean, what could that mean, and then when we actually hear an announcement later on, you go like this, go, that's what that meant. So it actually did have some kind of a purpose, and you know, moving forward, I think it's fun.
So
Part of the community building.
talking about riddles, so obviously there's this Ryan thing with the wallet, which now I'm understanding what it is, that word with the hat and the egg. So one of my subscribers hits me up with a DM, another one hits me up in the comments, and they're like commenting on all my videos. They're like, did you see if you press this button? I'm like, what the heck is this guy talking about? What are you talking about? And then I made a video. I'm like, I clicked it, and then it stopped clicking, and I got so angry. I'm like, where's my egg? Where the heck is my egg? Again, something happened, and then I realized that the egg goes away randomly for several different people. So, anyways, that's a cool riddle.
Yeah. Man.
So is that a wallet? Does that open up a wallet? Is that going to give us like
Supposedly, yeah.
Yeah?
that's what I hear. I mean, that's what the Fudhound's been saying. It's some super secret wallet just like mine, but mine's a little bit easier to find. So you just have to watch my last 12 videos and pick out one of those words. Figure it out, guys.
Bro, imagine it's the $20 trillion whale like that. that's it's the keys to that wallet.
I will tell you now, it's definitely not that.
So
You
Cats,
wish,
you know
but
what
it's
it
not.
is. Out of us here, you have insider information of what it is. You just won't tell us right now, right?
Yeah, have fun. That's all I'm going to say. Have fun.
It's the key to CatsRus's wallet.
So,
There's not much there, I can tell you that.
but
You're
it's pretty dope that they. So I don't like all of these Easter egg hunt things, but certain things I like. I like what Safemoon does to control the narrative, and I think from a marketing perspective and perception, which I always say is 9/10, it'll be really, really cool if somebody from the Safemoon community actually gets this right eventually, and he, gets access to a wallet, and that wallet can be lucrative. It could probably be, I don't see it being a problem anywhere between 10 and 50K. If I had to throw a number in there, like that would be a nice amount that somebody can be like, oh, that's a dope amount, and it will be great PR. Like, you cannot buy that much PR for the amount that they're giving. You understand? If they're giving someone $10,000 or $50,000 wallet eventually, that 50,000, you couldn't buy the PR you would get from that, from the army being, riled up. Cats is gonna call them in the morning, guys. You better up that to 50,000. This guy has a point. That's the best 50,000 you can possibly spend.
I will say though,
just the just the massive coverage, from the YouTubers. When the army hears that somebody in the community cracked that code, and now there's a wallet out there that's now the ownership of this person who cracked it, that has a value of 50K. That is going to make articles. That's going to make videos. People who are in the Safemoon community are probably going to jump on that and say, "This is what they did. This is wild." Never ever in my life have I seen just a project just randomly have some kind of coding out there with hints and secrets, and whoever cracks it gets his big pot. That'd be awesome. So hopefully that is thing, Cats. You're hearing this. You hear what's going on here. So up that bag.
There you go. I will say though that the Fudhound said that the last word won't be, only one person could get it. So I developed a program that has all 470,000 words in the U.S. dictionary. And so if I get 11 of them, I'm just going to have it run through every single word until I get a wallet. So you guys better get on it.
So that would be crazy.
Your goal is to give up your current wallet, which is why you have your key phrase everywhere. That's what you're trying to do here.
That's
you don't
right,
care about it because you won that 50 million pot.
Because I'm getting it.
That's why you wanted me to push this up. That's why you want me to make this bigger.
That's
So
right.
of course,
I have a theory on that, by the way. The last word, because they said only one person can claim it, right? So
Right.
what if they designed it in some sense where the 11th word was presented in a way where somebody has to figure that out, and then it directs you to a website. And so if you input all 11 of the words, you're the first person that gets into the website. The website is then locked for a set period of time. So you've got the access to the actual wallet to confirm that it is for sure the wallet. You can do with it with what you want during that time period. And maybe the marketing team for Safemoon, after a certain period of time, doesn't actually acknowledge it's been moved or anything. They can allow it to be accessed again. What do you guys think of that?
Pretty interesting. Yeah, maybe someone just mentioned the monopoly piece. Maybe a piece of paper will find its way to like a children's home or something with seed phrase 12 on it.
Adam was holding a piece of paper just now. Adam, what were you doing just there?
He has the 12th word. Son of a.
Bro, so we had a stream right after we closed our stream. We had a stream between the YouTubers, and we were laughing, getting loud, and really having a blast. The problem is I sometimes forget that I have a son sleeping upstairs. So I have on a piece of paper, I have a bunch of stickies. I have them all over my screen, and it literally says baby. So I keep telling myself stop. So every time I start laughing, that's why I have one off. I have to tell myself don't laugh too loud. So that's the paper. So I don't want to, because my girl beat me, like straight beat me, bro.
Yeah,
like a piñata on a quinceañera, you know what I'm saying? I was done. So I got him, and I had to literally watch him all night long. Anyways, that's what the paper is.
So what you're saying is the 12th word is baby.
Baby. baby. But speaking about the words and seed phrases and things like that, it's actually pretty cool that they're going to do 24 words, because 24 words upgrades them to bit 256 encryption as opposed to bit 128 encryption right now that they're doing. So that's pretty cool. Even though 128 is going to be the same as 256, you're not cracking it, but it's cool to get a little bit of an upgrade.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they've obviously stated that their goal is a lot of encryption, right? That's one of the things that I believe Hound was talking about, was the encryption piece, and Safemoon Connect is going to connect to the encryption piece and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and move forward on some of the future features that they're going to release, starting with Wallet Connect. So that's going to be super cool, because that's going to bring DApps to Safemoon Wallet, and they're also going to connect. They're planning to implement a feature that's going to cut connections after 30 minutes of use. What do you guys think about those, especially Wallet Connect bringing DApps to Safemoon Wallet?
I think DApps is important aspect, if you don't mind. I think dApps is an important aspect because that's kind of the one thing that's been holding me off on using other wallets as my main wallet, is because I still need to use dApps. And so being able to use those on the Safemoon wallet, knowing that they're going to have security in mind, like the feature that takes it off after 30 minutes and that kind of thing, makes me feel better about using the Safemoon wallet as my main wallet for dApps rather than using MetaMask as my primary wallet. So that's just my opinion on it.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. The big thing that's keeping me from putting all of my wallets in one location is a dApps. There's quite a bit of them I utilize from other tokens. Either I'm staking or harvesting and getting high APYs or whatever the sort. The second that is implemented, I have no need for a MetaMask. I have no need for a trust wallet. Plus, when it comes to peer security, I don't think anything in the market that is a downloadable wallet right now that does have the security feature that Safemoon's offering. So that is about to go once that feature is implemented for me.
I would say that having the accessibility to the dApps is going to be the segue that allows us to integrate the NFTs into the Safemoon wallet. Because as we know, Apple is not actually allowing that permission at the moment, right? Android, we could have already had it come out. I remember Ryan talking about that, but Apple just has stricter guidelines on how they handle this stuff. So with them exploring what avenues are available, if you can incorporate the accessibility of the dApps, that could be that avenue that allows it to be across the platforms.
Yeah, for sure. And even taking it a step further. So again, they're trying to control the narrative, which is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. And they're integrating slowly but surely. If they want to have the macro IoT, you have to have the dApp, because the dApp thumbs up the process of macro IoT and Web 3.0, because macro IoT is all about sensors and relays. And in order to actually make that work, you need applications to run it. And the only way to run it is to have the dApps. Safemoon Tim is like, I hate you. That's my next video. Look at him laughing.
What can I do?
Sorry, but dApps is definitely important. And if they truly want to do all their integration without getting into further, I'm going to let Tim have this video. You definitely need the dApps.
Yeah, I like dApps. I like how they now have the auto disconnect, which is something that I think that we needed. Also, I think Cats, maybe you could deliver this to them, but if they developed a way to revoke permissions that we don't want, that would be awesome, rather than having to go somewhere else, like using the Beefy Finance app or going to BSC Scan. So if Safemoon could find some way to integrate revoking permissions within inside their part where you can access the dApps, I think that'd be great.
Oh, I think that's something that they would have already thought about. And it's potentially something you take one step further. And this is not from them, by the way. This is just my concept, is when they have their own blockchain, have the ability to have the blockchain auto-revoke in a similar way after 30 minutes. Take it out one step further. I don't know if that's possible. I'm not a Solidity dev, so I don't know how far that can be taken, but that's just a concept that I think if it could be done, then why not do it?
Yeah,
Anything is possible.
There's other features out there, right? I'm not going to name it because everyone thinks I'm going to shill it, but they have a feature where you need to whitelist your address that you're going to withdraw to, right? And in order to add that, you have to wait 24 hours. And once you've added it, then you can start withdrawing to that address. When we get the exchange, that'd be an awesome feature if we can just make sure we can whitelist approved addresses that we want to withdraw funds to. That'd be a fire feature. I was just thinking about that. But
I think the 30 minutes is a good time frame to start off initially. But if I had the option to choose a shorter time frame, I would probably select the option that was 5 minutes. If I'm not doing anything in the dApp for a couple of minutes, like, just go ahead and let me get out of it. But if I had options to choose, then obviously I think that would be the best.
But the auto disconnect is definitely, I think we could all agree, is a fantastic idea.
For sure.
Like,
100%.
Yeah.
fantastic idea. And bro, I didn't even know what a good idea that was until they proposed it. Like, I'm like, I didn't even think of that. I'm like, oh, I got to go in manually and da-da-da. So that's a fantastic idea. Absolutely.
Yeah, man. If no one else has anything about that, let's go ahead and go over some of the stuff that Tim already created, which is Project Phoenix Teasers. So let's go ahead and go over some of this stuff, and then we'll just kind of freestyle it here. So CEO John Crony said some teasers for Project Phoenix is nanotechnology to push wind turbines, hydrophilic and hydrophobic technology to increase tech in turbines, first implementation to macro IoT. Data from wind turbines will allow to further innovations in other industries, working on true Web3 telecommunications network, hardware aspects. He said hardware aspects is done and will be tied to the blockchain, and it will be a mesh network. So let's go ahead and go around, and that's a lot really to unpack. I did a video where I was like, it's easy to just overlook and breeze some of that stuff because there's just so much in there, right? We're talking about hydrophilic and hydrophobic, which I know, Tim, you covered. Then we're talking about macro IoT. Then we're talking about Web3 telecommunications, mesh networks. I mean, there's just so much that it's really, really easy for that to fly over and almost be underwhelming in a sense. Really quickly before we go around, guys, we have 536 viewers in here. Freaking awesome. We have 202 likes. So let's see if we can bump that up if you guys can. Bergman,
Bro.
let's see. So let's start with you, man. Out of all that, what's your 2 cents?
So hydrophilic means that you're mixing something. Take out the word hydro. The philic means that you're mixing something. So hydrophilic means that you're able to mix water. And phobic means that you're repelling. So hydrophobic, repelling. So then mixing and repelling with the turbines. What that actually means, Tim is going to tell us, but I know what the basic means. I'll break down, the terminology of it. I think it's very, very... Guys, I know I'm going to keep saying this. But they could have said it in such a simpler way. And I like the fact that they use these big words because I'm going to keep saying it. They are controlling the narrative. So any complaints anybody is thinking, oh, guys, I'm going to ask you these questions or that question. John threw out these nanobots, hydrophobic, hydrophilic, and everybody's like, oh my God, we are going to the moon. He's greater than Elon Musk. And I'm just like, and I'm laughing because I'm like, everybody's just like, this is the greatest thing in the world. Can you please define what that is? And everybody's like, I have no idea what that is, Adam. but it sounds freaking remarkable. And he shut it down and he closed down the whole space. He's like, thank you, 2022, to the moon, hydrophilic. You know what I'm saying? So it's good. I'm not making fun. I'm saying it's a real business G move. You know what I'm saying? Like you say a lot without saying anything, if that makes sense. So that's really, really cool. I know that's not what you guys wanted to hear, but I like that move.
Yeah, I like it too. I think this. Oh, RJ, your mic's off.
I was gonna say you go, Tim.
I thought RJ was talking, bro. I thought RJ was talking, and I heard your voice.
I know.
It broke your brain.
We should try that for a segment. RJ will talk, and I'll just cover my mouth, and I'll do what he's saying. Wouldn't that be fun, guys?
Bro, I almost died.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tim. Go ahead, man.
Well, hydrophobic, yes. Hydrophobic coatings, nanoparticles, they bring down the corrosion. And one of the worst things about wind turbines is that corrosion gets inside the parts that are glued. And so they need some way to repel it. And hydrophilic is actually, you can mix the two, believe it or not, even though hydrophilic and hydrophobic, they seem like polar opposites. But you can mix the two and make a coating will actually dissipate the water away and keep it in sections where they want to keep it based on how you lay out the different. It gets crazy. But yes, I agree with Adam. When they started yelling, talking about those words, it got so confusing, even to myself. I'm like, what the hell is this guy saying? Like, are these even English words? Like, what is he talking about? And then he's talking about Area 32. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, he's just he's trying to confuse the hell out of us. So then I'm like, I have to try to explain this to him, because even the imaging that he was talking about, like when you heard about the type of imaging that he was using to find the cracks and the corrosion in the turbines, like when you start listening to what he's saying and you break it down, it's so complex. Most people have probably never heard those words before. And if they have, never used them, heard them used in that way. And so it was a lot of fun breaking it down. But when you take these nanoparticle solutions and you add them to a turbine, wind turbine's blades, a lot of people don't realize is that a lot of environmental, like dust and particles and rain, get onto these wind turbines and slow them down. So it'll actually disintegrate and corrode the blades themselves, and then dirt will get stuck in there from like dust storms and that. When you add these nanoparticle coatings to them, it makes them harder. And it's harder for dust and water to get stuck on there and then freeze to slow them down. So it's actually a genius thing. And it can extend the life up to the windmill blades, depending on what type of wind turbine they're using, 1,500% longer. So it's pretty crazy. Are they making fun of me in the comments? Is that why everyone's laughing?
No, not at all. Keep doing your thing. You're doing great. I'm reading the comments to try to, as you're talking, I'm trying to explain it if somebody had a question. That's what I'm looking for, like to try to help more.
Yeah, but just know that the stuff that they're working on is supposed to make these blades last better than any other wind turbine blades out there. So they're really trying to advance the technology when it comes to the corrosion on these blades to keep them from needing to be replaced all the time. And they also said that what they're developing could also be used in different industries. So if you think about it, if they are able to do this with wind turbines, they can also use this for airplane wings and propellers on airplanes and helicopters. So there's lots of different applications that you could bring this stuff to. And yeah, it was an information drop that I think he had fun with when he dropped it on us, and it definitely made for some interesting content when I try to explain it to people.
Yeah, man, for sure. That was a hell of a freaking explanation. That's for sure. I was starting to get glossy-eyed just listening to you right now. But yeah, man, excellent.
The amount of us that probably went back and Googled some of these phrases were probably pretty plentiful.
Oh, for sure.
I'm not going to act like this is my space. I definitely had to go back and do my research after that AMA to even understand how these things function and what he was trying to, say in these big bold letters, right? But, there's a lot of hardware that's actually going behind this. And I'm wondering if there's actually a secondary to this. Like, for example, is he trying to mine Bitcoin with this? I mean, I know Bitcoin is not the focal point of Safemoon or the blockchain, but it is an appreciating asset. It's the store of value when it comes to the entirety of the crypto space. So I would imagine having these wind turbines mine Bitcoin and somehow plugging that into our volume, whether that's buying back Safemoon or whatever you want to do with those profits. Is that something as well? Because, when you talk about the exterior of it and protecting it from dust and corrosion, there's still a lot of tech involved with this, right? So to plug that into the blockchain, for me, there has to be more of a purpose behind that. And I know the whole Project Phoenix is not out for us to know. That's going to have its own moment. But I feel like, we're going to see more of that come out when it comes to what is the specifics and details.
I think Safemoon and Tim hit the nail on the head with that explanation on hydrophobic molecules and how that all works, because it would really extend the life of those wind turbines, right? Because the way that things are hydrophobic, it has to do with the polarity of the molecules. I don't want to get too deep into chemistry on this, but essentially what you're doing is you're changing the polarity of the molecules so that they don't bond with hydrogen or with the oxygen within water, which can cause corrosion, which leads to rust. So if you're working with metals, that's a big issue that you run into. And so when you're putting these things in the elements like that, that's going to cause issues where those parts need to be replaced more often because of the materials that you're using. So like Tim said, if you're able to put a coating on things like that changes the polarity of the molecules that are involved there, whether that's in the coating itself or whether that's however they end up wanting to do that or implementing that, like you said, it's complex. So we're playing a massive guessing game here. But if they're able to extend the life on those wind turbines, that can lead to a lot larger profit margins, but also longevity, which is all going to be more eco-friendly. Because if you're having to build wind turbines every so often, and you can extend the life on those substantially, then you're dealing with less building of these units, and then therefore it's going to be more eco-friendly and more financially feasible as well. So,
Crypto Atlas, what you got, man, with all that?
So these wind turbines that they're going to be installing in, we know that macro IoT is going to be a big, important part moving forward. We know the mechanics of the burning, the repurchasing of the Safemoon. That's what they're kind of conducting these tests on right now. And if you're going to be installing these things in mass in a developing country with the Gambia, just to start with, that's a key thing to really note on, is that's a starting point. So you want to mass scale something like this up. You need to make sure that these things are going to be operational for an extended period of time so you can get the kinds of results that you're looking at. John had said previously during the AMA that the wind turbines have already kind of hit that plateau. So incorporating this nanotechnology is a way to try and see if they can just enhance it a little bit further past its capabilities. So if you're going to be using this as a macro mesh network, you're trying to create this decentralized internet, the last thing that you want to do is to have your different waypoints starting to collapse on one another. So I think it's really smart for the efficiency of these devices moving forward, so that you can try and maintain the peak performance level for the wind turbines. And that's another thing that I actually found out recently, is that just because you have wind coming in doesn't mean that the more wind that you get, the more energy you can actually capture. There's a certain point with wind turbines where the wind is pushing too much and it's doing more bad than good. So getting it right within the sweet spot range is going to be important, and making sure that it's not too slow and it's not too fast, and making sure you're choosing the right wind turbines. All that work that they're putting into right now, I think it's definitely going to be helpful moving forward. Now, Moonboy, you had mentioned, what about the possibility of them looking into doing something of a proof of work sort of consensus mechanism, which is what Bitcoin uses? So John had also mentioned in the past that what they're working on is not proof of work, but it's similar to something like that. And I was hoping that I could find the old resource. I had talked about this in one of my old videos. So there are some mechanisms that are out there that operate very similar to proof of work, and the results that you kind of get from it. So that's sort of like mining mechanism, but it's not exactly the same thing. And with John having proprietary stuff on the back end, as far as all the work that Thomas has done, he could have been involved in certain aspects of that, whether it be feedback or actually developing it. We know that they got over 100 people now that work over at this team, right? Different registrations. There's one in Australia. They've got the one in the United Kingdom. They got the one in Utah. Safemoon Connect, we're still waiting to hear on. I mean, Ryan said that we only know 10, 15% of what's really going on, right? There's so much that's available here moving forward. And incorporating nanotechnology when we're in the 21st century, like we're the generation that grew up on the internet. The internet's not going anywhere, right? It's going to be a very important part of the aspects of our lives moving forward, and how this company is trying to integrate in with that. I think it's just an absolutely brilliant move. And I think it's the perfect opportunity and time when you look at an innovative space like the blockchain technology right now.
And do we have a blockchain?
We have a test net, apparently.
Apparently. Do you believe we have a test net or we don't?
My personal opinion, I think that we do.
We have a test net?
I have a suspicion that we have a test net.
Guys, what do you guys think? You think we have a test net or we don't have it and we're working on one now because of whatever drama?
Well, no, I mean, last night, the Fudhound came into a space last night, and he was in there, and he said they do have a blockchain.
He said... I was. Go ahead. I'm sorry, not to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, if I'm wrong by saying something, you stop me, man. I thought he had said that they have a blockchain and they have a bunch of new people there. When we try to ask who were the new people working on it, he didn't want to, dox anyone. He doesn't want to give out anyone's information. But they said they do have a new team of people working on the blockchain. So
they said that they had a brilliant person working on the blockchain. I'll give them that. I'm not going to question it. They probably hired an amazing person. But the only person that said that there was a testnet that was completed was Papa, as far as I understand. Nobody else admitted that there's a testnet. Interestingly enough, I never got to ask my questions on the last AMA, but that's okay. So I'm curious, and not to bring up drama, all I care about is the blockchain. Everybody knows that's all I care about. I don't care about nothing else, all this futuristic stuff. I don't care about none of it. I just want a blockchain. That's it. And that's how we make money, strictly from a finance standpoint. Do we have a testnet blockchain? And if it's a testnet, is it a private net or a public net? For example, DOT has a public net where you can work on it. And if it's a testnet, what are the findings of the testnet so far? It's interesting. I'm dying to know. I wish somebody can speak to me about this.
Hey, Cats. What do you know,
Cats,
Joe?
If Cats, whatever you're not comfortable saying, you don't have to say, obviously. I don't want to put you on the spot. And I would have asked this if you're here or not. Like, that's not the reason I asked. I was just curious what people thought.
I'm just here to listen to this because this is fun.
So
not here to drop any information?
Nope. I'll put my 2 cents. I will make it very simple for what Tim explained. Essentially, you're taking a windmill, slapping some Vaseline on it, and calling it a day. Right? That's as simple as you can make it. Is the Vaseline protects the windmill, and you're good to go.
And the Vaseline helps you get into the blockchain. right?
Diamond Fist.
Diamond
But it's going into the blockchain and not somewhere else. Because I heard Vaseline. I'm like, where is this story going right now?
I had to throw that in there. Diamond Fist into the blockchain.
Diamond Fist in the chat, guys. It's hilarious.
But yeah, Cats. Yeah, so Adam, I don't know if obviously anyone here can answer that, right? You're right. There's only one person that said there's a testnet completed. Right now, we can all speculate. The only people that know is Safemoon and Cats, which obviously they can't say anything. So
Cats, call John.
Because
Find
it's because
Yeah, call John right now.
so
We're doing it
I-
right in this space. Call John right now.
Yeah, let's live on this space, guys. Let's go.
So what I wanted to say is I don't mind. I think it was very ambitious to get the blockchain out. Maybe we could have had a first viable blockchain out. You could get a blockchain out in 6 months, a viable project in 6 months, technically. But remember, there's layers in a blockchain. So if you put it out like a Cardano blockchain, for example, it took Cardano 4 years to get like a second layer where you're doing smart contracts, dApps, and things like that. I just want to know how far ahead we are. And it seems like there was a falling out for whatever reason. The divorce was whatever. And I just want to know how far we are. And I don't mind if we wait another year, 12 months, 16 months. I just don't want to be left hanging thinking it's something, but it's not. That's it.
So let me just quickly say the reason why I responded that I feel that we do have the test net. Yeah, I understand all the drama side and everything, but this has been a process of Thomas moving out since November. So we've had about 3 months of progression where there were several other people that work for Safemoon that were brought on board, that were talking with Thomas, and we're kind of in that process of taking things over as he started to make his way out. If it was such a huge issue with the work that he was doing and everything else like that, I think he could have been axed back in November. So I think we are either with the test net or very much so the majority of the test net, and there's only a little bit more that really needs to be moved forward. That's my perspective on it.
All right.
Here, I'll DM someone and I'll see if there's a blockchain for you, Adam. Just give me a second here. We'll figure this out right now. We'll see if I get a response live on YouTube. We'll see if I can find out for you, Adam.
Cool, Tim. Thank you.
While
Are you
you're doing
messaging
that-
John on Discord?
I got this. I got this. We'll see if he'll answer me. Or maybe I'll wake him up and
Tim who? Tim who?
we'll see if he wakes up. He'll be like, "Who? Who is this?"
Bro, yo, it's so funny. He says that all the time, but I
Dude,
obviously
he
he knows
trolls
who
me.
you. Bro, it's so funny. He's definitely trolling you. First of all,
Oh,
the
yeah.
first one caught me. I'm like, oh, but then I'm like, yeah, he's definitely trolling you, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, just message him. When blockchain? That's what I sent.
All right, guys. So if no one else has anything to add, I'll move on to their future plans for 2022. And then we can kind of just open it back onto the floor there. So obviously John said, we're going to continue working and pushing out Operation Phoenix, Web3 telecommunications network, and getting that deployed. And then Ryan stepped in and said they're obviously working on the Safemoon Exchange, working on the encryption portion, and Safemoon Connect, which ties into the encryption portion. One of the coolest things that I heard, which was the Safemoon rewards, right? So they're saying they're going to implement smart contracts with all the products. So as they share different products they're using, they'll be able to share in the Safemoon rewards. So as they purchase from like the ecosystems and stuff like that, which is like NFTs, they'll get parts of that. And implementing exciting things with NFTs is what they said. They said they had a great partner lined up, ready to rock and roll, but they didn't mention Hodui, which I found interesting, right? They just said they had a great partner lined up. And then, of course, finally, they did say the next Safemoon Sunday is going to be January 9th, and then followed by January 23rd of 2022. So, Generation, out of all the plans there, what are your thoughts on that, man?
I think the biggest thing that we should be looking forward to at this point is the exchange. I think that's going to be the next big thing that everyone's going to say when exchange, right? Because that is going to be a big driver to people to the project, which will not only provide the funds to build all of these amazing things that we want, because the exchange will bring in funds to the project, but also it's going to bring more attention to it, because being able to connect direct fiat currency into an exchange where we can onboard directly into the app that way, and then being able to buy Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Cardano, whatever else that you want in that exchange, and have other people outside of the project experience cryptonomics is going to bring more believers into the Safemoon project. And that should eventually lead towards more mass adoption, which will then, help fund things that they're doing overseas. So I think the next big step is definitely going to be the exchange. And I think V2 was what laid the groundwork for the exchange to be possible. So I think that's the next big thing people are going to be looking to and most excited for. Obviously, we're going to have, you know, some updates, like we all want dark mode on the wallet, right? And we all want these other little things that come to the wallet as well, with dApps, with Safemoon, with the Wallet Connect and those other features. But I think the big thing is the exchange for sure.
Yeah,
I
for
agree.
sure. Moonboy, what you got, man?
Yeah, I really like the smart contract application, and we see how powerful smart contracts are when it comes to Binance. And we know that Safemoon V2, they're not going to support trading on PancakeSwap, and I think that's actually the beginning phases of their own blockchain. So I do believe there's a testnet out there. But with the smart contracts, we see how much fees Binance Connect takes on a regular basis just off of transferring and buys and sells through PancakeSwap. So when it comes to having a DEX, when it comes to smart contracts, and when it comes to people buying tokens on the Safemoon blockchain, that's where volume is going to just ramp up quite a bit. So I'm very excited for the smart contract aspect as well. I know Papa talked about having his own token, the Papa token, meme token, which that's going to launch, and I'm probably going to buy in a little bit of that. But I think that's where the phase of volume is going to ramp up. We talk about $1 billion in 24-hour volume. The blockchain is a component, the exchange is a big component, but having those smart contracts available as well, taking all those transaction fees, that's a big thing for me when I'm looking at it, because we all want the reflections. We want the volume to just go through the roof and get back to the all-time highs. I think all-time high volume was about $550 million based off of nothing. We're just off of hype back then. So now you're at the smart contracts and utility, and we still have the hype on top of all that as well. I see a lot of people saying that there's no way we're going to get to $1 billion volume. It's not going to happen. Safemoon doesn't have the framework for $1 billion. We actually do have way more than that. Like we say, we're talking about wind turbines and the potential of somehow proof of work being integrated into the blockchain, and mining Bitcoin is going to be able to mine more Safemoon. Plus, we're talking about the exchange fees, the smart contracts. So for me, very important. I do like the smart contracts, and I'm a big exchange guy. We talked about the exchange pretty heavily in the very last podcast as well. How do the trading fees function? And when it comes to the cryptonomics, how are you going to pay me more Bitcoin by having my Bitcoin in the exchange? How does that work? Where does the money come from to pay me? And those details will be rolled out later on. But for me, the smart contracts exchange, I'm looking forward to those two specifically. And the whole integration with Web3 as well, that's going to be very awesome too.
For sure, man, for sure. Crypto Atlas?
Okay, so before we knew about Safemoon version 2, and Thomas was putting out there about the potential that in the future, the supply of Safemoon could really, he gave us different metrics, if you guys remember that. And lots of people got hyped up and they're like, wait, what do you mean? How on earth could it get that low? At that point in time, the gears started turning in my head, and I had done some extensive research, and I was working out the mathematics, and I was like, all right. So I made a video back with Safemoon version 1 of how theoretically we could move towards a $1 price point. Now, it wasn't with the version 2, that was with version 1. So using like a reverse token split type mechanic was one element that could play into it. But then what I did was I said, look, we need to have volume. That volume corresponds over into an excessive amount of the burn rate. And when you look at supply and demand, the less supply you have readily available, you have an increasing rate of demand that hyper accelerates the price point up. If you launch an exchange, and you recall what John had said back in the early days of one of the AMAs, he had briefly explained about what his intentions were of how the exchange would work. And so you could stake your Bitcoin on the exchange for the Safemoon exchange, right? And earn native Bitcoin rewards. That's a massive incentive driver that we're not seeing on major exchanges currently right now. So, RJ, I think you use Celsius, correct? Yeah. Okay. And I use BlockFi. So there's different models that are out there in which you get rewarded for staking your cryptocurrencies. And if you have an exchange where, even though it's not Safemoon, you could have those cryptocurrencies there, you're going to be pulling audiences in from all these other exchanges just for that simple feature alone. Not to say that, like, yeah, we have a big Safemoon community, but remember, people will be coming over for specific features and not be a supporter of Safemoon. They might say, like, well, I want to use the exchange because I like this. I don't care about the crypto Safemoon. I'm a Dogecoin fan or whatever. but I'm going to get more Dogecoin by using the Safemoon exchange. And if every time you do a transaction, what John had talked about before, this is really smart. The exchanges, they make a profit from those exchange fees, right? So every time somebody trades on their platform, a small percentage goes to the exchange. What John has been extensively reviewing is what those fee rates are from the competitors. And what he had evaluated months ago was that they really charge more than what they need to. And so let's say instead of a 0.25% fee that would normally be incurred on the exchange, they could drop it down to 0.23. And in addition to that, instead of them taking a certain higher amount of value for themselves, they can use that as a distribution reward. And you incentivize people through a mechanic similar to what Binance does. This would be huge, because imagine if you could stake your Safemoon on the Safemoon exchange. And in exchange for that, you reduce down your trading fees whenever you're trading to get Bitcoin or to get this. The exchange says, look, we're going to take less. It's going to be lower for you to be able to do all this. Plus, you're earning natively the token that you have. And by staking your Safemoon specifically, it's similar to what BNB is doing over on Binance, right? You're taking that out of circulating supply. And when you have less available supply, again, what does that do to the price? So me as an investor, I look at it as the future. Okay, the wind turbines, the Gambia, all of this stuff is great, but that's going to create more demand for the currency in which I own. And so I'm looking at the different avenues that's going to increase the value of the price of Safemoon. And I think the exchange is highly undervalued right now. And when it comes out, the opportunity that's there for those mechanics, especially building it from the ground floor up, is going to be massive. For Binance to come in and do some of these features, it might be the biggest headache in the world, but we're doing it from the ground floor up, and they're taking their time, the compliances. There's so much opportunity that's here.
And,
Yeah, man.
Just one thing as well. So when it comes to starting circulating supply in version 2, correct me if I'm wrong, but all the people who don't migrate their version 1 to version 2 tokens, those version 1 tokens, all the dust and the people who miss the migration or just leaving their Safemoon for months and not their assets. Once we do fully migrate over and we're no longer supporting version 1, those tokens that were migrated from version 1 will be considered burnt. Is that correct?
Hypothetically, from my understanding, it was mentioned earlier today by John that they might end up moving over some of the tokens from version 1 to version 2, depending on if that gate ends up closing. So I don't know if that would entail even very small amounts in these wallets, or there's going to be a certain threshold. Are they going to aggregate everything into one specific wallet address? But yeah, if version 1 support stops and nobody can migrate it over to version 2 anymore, and it's just there, then that's as good as saying as it's in the burn wallet. It's like as if you took your wallet right now and lost it. It's not in the burn wallet, but no one's ever going to access it again. So that's less circulating supply.
Yeah. Yeah, Tim, what you got, man?
I don't got anything. He just lit it up in here. I mean, Crypto Atlas, yeah, boy. Yeah. I don't even want to say anything on that. People are saying Crypto Atlas sounds more like Safemoon Tim than Safemoon Tim sounds like him. I'm like, well, geez, I'm just gonna let him run the show now.
That speech,
mouth lips thinking while you were talking.
I was just gonna say what Atlas said was so good that Adam bricked up, so he's not here anymore.
He's like, I got nothing else to say.
He's in the blockchain.
He's in the blockchain.
He's
the blockchain. Get it?
He diamond fisted into the blockchain.
Diamond fisted. We need those shirts, guys.
Yeah, man. But Tim, you good then?
I'm good. I think he did a great job talking about the exchange and everything that, the possibilities of what they're going to be doing with it. And I'm excited for the exchange because I think it's going to be the first place where you can actually just buy Safemoon rather than having to do the smart chain and then buy Safemoon. And I think that's going to bring in a lot of people because of it, because there's a lot of people that don't want to go through the process of purchasing BNB and then doing the swap. They just want to go somewhere, sign in, and then purchase whatever token or whatever coin they want hassle-free. And I think that is going to unleash another monster of buys into Safemoon. So I think the volume is going to fly up when the exchange is released. But I don't think they're going to do it on the blockchain at the same time, John said that he's going to have a moment for everything. Cats can confirm this for us, but he won't. But they're probably just going to have a moment for the exchange, and then later on have a moment for the blockchain. And if they don't have a moment for the blockchain, Adam's going to be pissed. So
I'll be so tight. I'll flip, bro. I'll
he'll flip a
out.
table,
Bro. Moon Boy, were you in my were you in my live last time? Is that what you were talking about?
Yeah. I think I hopped in there for a little bit. And, I was trolling a couple of people because they some foolishness, but yeah, I wasn't there for long. I was at work, and I just Adam's on. Let me just hop in and kind of hear he's talking about it. But I didn't stay inside it for long.
Bro, you were like, "This is the funnest thing ever. I'm definitely coming in here again."
Yeah, you were having a good time. That's the first time I actually been in your stream. You're just having fun, and people are trolling. You're trolling them back, but no, you're actually giving information at the same time. So it's like fun mixed with the educational stuff as well. So if anyone hasn't checked out Adam's stream, please do so. Fun, informative, bunch of goofing around, but he actually does back it up with proper facts. So good time.
Screaming at everybody. I'll be screaming in the comments too. I keep catching people make comments, and I'm like, "Who is this idiot?" And somebody kicked them out of the room already. I'm getting mad tight. I'm like, "You want to talk crypto?" Speaking about the Pancake Swap and the Safemoon Exchange, which I also think I heard somebody was talking about it. It is the beginning of the Safemoon Exchange because now we're having like the Safemoon Swap. I agree with that. Yes. It's going to be super interesting, and I don't know which way this goes. Volume now that we don't have Pancake Swap, because Pancake Swap is the Coinbase of DeFi on Binance, right? That's like where everybody goes. I mean, that's undeniable right now. That's what it is. By saying bye-bye, Binance, RJ just got demonetized. But
no, you didn't finish it. You want me to? Yeah. How about you start it and I'll finish it?
No. I'll start. You finish, and RJ just moves his lips, so he'll throw everybody off. So because we no longer have Pancake Swap, it's so interesting because now everybody in the exchange is going to get an additional burn, right? Because now the 0.25 fee that Pancake Swap Safemoon charges, which in theory is fantastic in a amazing way if it works. But what I'm worried about, and I don't know which way it goes, I truly have no idea, bro. Getting off of Pancake Swap is tough. I mean, that's a bit, right.
That's very ballsy because you just said it best. This is the hub of volume for DeFi when it comes to the Binance Smart Chain. To remove yourself off of that platform when that is our biggest driver of volume, pretty much saying, I'm not going to say the word because of RJ, but saying that and pretty much saying we're going to do what you're doing but better. We're going to not support your platform anymore. We're going to try to take those fees for ourselves. Cats, what's up? You want to say something? But yeah, go ahead.
I was just picking on him.
That is, but for me, it just shows the confidence. They really know what they're doing. I mean, we're talking about them, putting Vaseline on wind turbines. Like they thought of everything. So there has to be more detail there that's actually going to make this function. Obviously, this involves marketing and letting people know that the swap does exist. And I would imagine volume is going to be relatively low the coming weeks, right? Because this is a new concept and we're not longer going to be trading on Pancake Swap anymore. But this is just going to help the overall ecosystem in the very far future. And then it's going to drive volume, pushing tokenomics to the extreme, burning in reflections and getting to the eventual, if Papa's numbers are correctly, 100 million circulating supply. We get there faster by having our own products and everything in our own ecosystem. So it is the right move, but it's probably a rough one to begin with. But, they have confidence, and I believe they know what they're doing with that.
Man, it's going to be really, really interesting. Really interesting. And it's either going to work and it's a genius move, or it's not going to work. But it's cool. It's cool, man. I'm excited. That's a ballsy move.
This is untapped territory. I don't think a crypto has done it to this extent, which Safemoon still has quite a bit of FUD behind. A lot of people are not backing Safemoon, who are probably big blue chip people in the crypto space buying their Bitcoins and Ethereums, right? So for us, it's still, obviously, we are all big Safemoon supporters and we're day one Safemoon holders. And as the token has evolved and more info has come out, we've become even more bullish because none of us bought Safemoon. No one, I bought it just because a friend told me. Now we're talking about wind turbines in an exchange and, how do these smart contracts and everything talk to each other and functions. It is really becoming something completely different. So yes, it is probably either the most smartest thing and the most revolutionary thing to DeFi, or it can crash and burn. I'm not on that side of crashing and burning, but I do believe that if it does work out, my God, we are early and we don't have enough. We need to buy more.
Yeah, Cats, did you want to say something, man?
No financial advice.
Floor is yours.
Yeah, you talk about the exchange or the blockchain.
Yeah, let's hear you talk, Cats.
What do you think? What do you think about it all?
No. The only thing I'll say is, who truly made PancakeSwap? PancakeSwap.
Us, the people.
We.
Yes, but more specifically, what community made PancakeSwap in the last 12 months? What it is?
Binance.
Finance.
Safemoon.
Yeah, Binance, but more specifically,
Doge.
the Safemoon community. Really, personally, in my personal opinion, they have drive so much traffic to them.
Are you bugging out?
No.
Safemoon.
I see it the same exact way. In fact, I got a quick metric. Look, I want to put something in perspective for you guys. So I think this pedestal that we're putting PancakeSwap on is because all of us were using it, right?
Okay.
We were acquiring BNB, going through all this hassle to go over to PancakeSwap, and we really drove up the daily volume, especially with everything that's going on with Safemoon right now. The 24-hour volume for PancakeSwap, to put this into perspective, in the last 24 hours was $674 million. If you look at Binance as an exchange, it was $45.6 billion. So when you look at the metrics of how many users are currently using PancakeSwap to acquire Safemoon, it's a pretty good percentage. That volume that gets traded over, it's only $674 million. We can do that. As a community, I know that we're capable of doing that moving forward.
I got to jump in on this if that's
hang
okay.
on. There's one statistic I want to shout out first is there was 2 weeks, 2 whole weeks that Safemoon trading was 85% of Pancake's volume for 2 weeks straight. I can't remember the specific 2 weeks, but there was 2 weeks. It was around 80 to 85%. And that was at sort of the levels that we were doing 500,000 worth of trading a day. And if we can provide that through our own ecosystem, and you do the maths on 500 million in daily volume on a 0.25% tax that they're applying to their ecosystem, and then build up their own exchange, their own progression from there, it's doable. Very much doable. Like you said, yeah, you know, in some ways you consider it a ballsy move, but I don't see it being a huge issue. They could easily achieve it.
Generation, you got something to say, man?
Yeah. So first of all, I agree with the concept that a large part of why PancakeSwap is so successful is because of Safemoon. And I don't think it's just Safemoon specifically, but you brought in a lot of these people because of Safemoon, then wanted to diversify in other aspects of DeFi. So we had a lot of other projects that were even built around Safemoon, like SafeEarn, right? That whole project started off the idea of earning Safemoon. So you brought people over into that project. Then you had a lot of people split off and love them or hate them. I know there's a lot of bad blood between a lot of these projects, but you got Nobility token and all these other tokens on PancakeSwap that a lot of people migrated to from the Safemoon army. So a lot of these people would have never even been in that DEX if it hadn't been for Safemoon to begin with. And then secondly, I think that comparing PancakeSwap to Binance is not a fair comparison. And the reason I say that is because PancakeSwap is a DEX and Binance is a centralized exchange. So I think when we're comparing things to Binance, we need to compare Binance to Coinbase, Coinbase to other centralized exchanges like Bitmart, where you're able to bring direct fiat directly into that app and then make purchases, because that's kind of what the benefit is of an exchange. So when we have our centralized exchange, that's when we can make comparisons to Binance. That's when we can make comparisons to Coinbase. But when we're just talking about Safemoon Swap, I think Safemoon Swap is a good comparison to PancakeSwap, and then our exchange will be a good comparison to Binance. But I think that we shouldn't confuse those two because there's a big difference between a DEX and a centralized exchange.
Back in April, I believe, April or May, I think Safemoon was 3 spots away from flipping PancakeSwap, because I remember Safemoon peaked at, I believe, the top 30 crypto, and at the time PancakeSwap was top 27, I believe. So, you know, to your point, I mean, it's really not far away when it comes to, you know, the volume. Well, talking to CatsRus specifically, it's really not far when it comes to the volume. You know, I think our peak volume, like I said before, was 550 million, and that was consecutive for a couple of days right there. So to acquire that on our own ecosystem and just see what happens with the tokenomics, man. I mean, that, you know, this whole token is built not, you know, just on tokenomics, but a big aspect of it is the tokenomics, the rewards, the burning aspect of it. And just to sustain, like we're talking about $1 billion, let's just go to 500 million. Those numbers are still incredible. Like we're talking about, if we sustain that, the price has to be at a certain place if it does go up too high, then it's going to take longer to burn the supply off. But it's not going to take long. People are thinking like 5 years to burn the supply down to nothing, or burn it down to their floor. If we can get these products and services up and running and maintain just $500 million in volume, that's going to ramp up pretty well when it comes to pushing tokenomics and getting us to our floor. And then the burn turns off and our collections are through the roof and this whole ecosystem thrives. Cats did bring quite a cool perspective in the sense of, I mean, PancakeSwap became successful because of the Safemoon volume. I mean, I didn't really think that deep, but I see Adam was like dumbfounded about that statement over there.
No, I could prove that it's not. I can prove that it's not. I can prove it. So the average volume of PancakeSwap, if you just look at it right now, is around 200 to 500 million daily per 24 hours. Average. That's just by looking at it. What's the average daily volume of Safemoon? For the longest time. No, in general. It was for the longest time, it was like 5 to 20, maybe 20, but 5 to 10.
You're looking at it as a whole 12 months.
Correct. So now, without taking a day or two, that's the best numbers for Safemoon and the worst numbers for PancakeSwap, let's take an average. Just really look at it. Safemoon equates for maybe 1% of PancakeSwap. Maximum 10% at any given time.
Right now.
Okay, as opposed to when? What other time?
So I'm talking about the initial impact that Safemoon made to PancakeSwap.
Okay.
I'm saying that's when it made PancakeSwap what it is. I'm not saying that it's sustained to what it is now, because yes, but now the altcoin market is so heavily increased over the last 8-9 months, which is diversified across the board.
Okay.
Which is, that's where I'm coming from.
Okay.
So now, yeah.
Guys, I hear you guys. I'm just saying, when looking at it, there's so many different. Binance supports everybody from PancakeSwap supports everybody from Binance, right? So any token, any contract, anything that's coming on Binance is automatically going to PancakeSwap. The same thing you guys are saying, we want to put everything on Safemoon so that Safemoon people don't got to go anywhere. People that want to buy many different Binance tokens, I mean, just let's be logical. I know I just lost like 140 subscribers. It's fine. Logically, people are going to say, we want to stay at one spot. What's that spot? PancakeSwap, or maybe not. Maybe not. If we can take over, fantastic. But I'm just saying it's not as simple as. And I agree with what Generation Crypto was saying, and that's what I wanted to say, the same thing. You can't compare PancakeSwap, which is a DeFi exchange, to the biggest central exchange in the world. You just can't do it. It doesn't make sense.
Well, on that note, I want to just elaborate a little bit more on my intentions of why I made the comparison. So the accessibility for a decentralized application, decentralized exchange, so PancakeSwap, right? You could live in any country, you got internet access, you got the ability to access PancakeSwap, right? Binance has restrictions. When you look at a centralized exchange, Binance being as big as it is, I'm trying to show that a centralized exchange, the capabilities of the daily trading volume going through those hurdles, it massively dwarfs what a decentralized exchange like what PancakeSwap, which is right up there at the precipice for the decentralized exchanges. And then you look at Binance over here, it's this massive gap. So the perspective is that Safemoon Swap has the potential to acquire this smaller amount, which is what PancakeSwap's doing, because it hasn't even reached its full potential yet. The potential of doing the things like what Binance is doing is significantly higher. It's not a hard goal to push towards to try and amass what PancakeSwap has been doing. That's what I was trying to convey.
All right. I hope that happens. Like I said, I hope it happens. I'm just I hope it happens. That's what I started in the beginning, that I hope that this is a solid move. I just, difference in opinion, we could all agree to disagree, that I don't think Safemoon is the main contributing factor of Binance and of PancakeSwap. But I hope that everyone is going to go to Safemoon.
The only
So-
other thing you've got to take into account, though, with Safemoon Swap is the added level of security. It's around about $10 to $50 million a day in rug pulls. That statistic changes on a daily basis, but that's sort of what it is right now. Safemoon Swap removes that. They apply, and again, I know the token list isn't there right now because they're still going through the process of building it. But over the course of the coming months, that swap is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger with vetted tokens. Now, again, not every token, they could still do the vetting and there could still be some dodgy business behind it, which, it's going to happen and we can't stop that. But they can do as much due diligence as they can on projects. And it also allows tokens and projects to also dox themselves to the team, while also not doxing themselves as a personal being, and still have the authority and security from the team themselves. So they're doxed to the team, but not doxed to the community, which then keeps their privacy if that's what they want. Because some people don't want to dox themselves because they could be high up in government or something else, and but they still want to contribute to their own project. But they can dox themselves to the team and be like, look, we're a legit project. We want to be listed, and Safemoon can back them. And it adds that level of security that may not be provided by PancakeSwap or Binance. And, that then could theoretically be applied to the blockchain too. And then obviously their exchange and everything else with all the listings. So it's also about security for the holders and new investors, because I can put my hand up and say I've been rug pulled 3 times and I would consider myself experienced. So for new holders coming in, crypto is very, very small. So if we get new holders with protection and assurance that everyone that we have listed, we believe to be 100% true, then that's the added level. And that removes sort of the due diligence that is rule 101. Do your own research.
Question.
Yep, go ahead.
When they were saying that they're going to review or all the applications, I remember that.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, they said that if they want Safemoon to push them, they have to be vetted. They have to make an application if you want your logo next to your name. However, and I could be wrong, didn't John say that that's if you're vetted? If you're not vetted, you can still add to Safemoon Swap, but you're not going to be it's not going to say you're vetted, so you're not going to have your logo on it, if I'm not mistaken.
It's added to the wallet. So you can add custom tokens.
Got it.
But it's
Got
not
it. Understood. Okay. Yep. Understood. Yeah, the added safety features would be dope then. I agree. 100%.
Yeah.
Cool, man. That was awesome. All right. So with that, we were talking about exchanges, right? Because we're running on almost 10:25. So we are trying to do a hard stop every 2 hours, so that way it's not running till 10, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. So we will do a hard stop in 35 minutes. So now I do want to cover, because we were talking about exchanges, what do you guys think the potential of Safemoon really, going parabolic when we get those 2 listings, those 2 new exchange listings happening? Because a lot of people are speculating. It's all speculation right now, but because we have upgraded to version 2, that has opened the doors to a lot of things, right? So I want to start with Moonboy. What do you think, man? Let's say, speculation, of course. Let's say we get listed on 2 major exchanges. Where do you see Safemoon going and its possibilities?
So there was a post that was made quite a few months ago about those exchanges potentially being KuCoin and Gemini. And then I know previously, within the last week and a half, I think John was asked the very same question: what's going on with KuCoin and Gemini? And John said, look at their Twitters versus ours. So I don't think we're going to see Safemoon just jump to tier 2 and tier 3 exchange listings anymore. They're trying to go after the bigger exchange listings that's going to contribute the most to volume. The big question, though, we can get a Binance maybe in the future. We can get a Huobi Global. We can get a KuCoin. But how does the tokenomics function? Because that's just price action on the charts. It doesn't contribute to our burn. It doesn't contribute to our ecosystem. I don't know if the weight has been working with these exchanges in the back. Cat probably know, but it's probably not going to say. But have they been working with them in the background, implementing tokenomics within their database? That's probably why we haven't had an exchange listing in months. We know tokens launch in the market rushing to get listed everywhere. Bitmart and Whitebit everywhere, right? Just for the purpose of just having more accessibility across the entire crypto space. I feel like the weight has been working with exchanges to offer that tokenomics. Now, whether that actually happens or not, whether we're going to see a KuCoin or a FTX exchange do offer Safemoon tokenomics, which does now open the floor for all kind of cryptos, because we've seen this massive rise in tokens that are reflective, either self-reflective or reflecting something else. The first tier 1 exchange that can pull that off that's probably going to bump themselves up a couple spots when it comes to the, we know, Bitcoin, with Binance is number one, Coinbase is number two when it comes to volume, right? If we can have an exchange that now offers tokenomics and rewards to these specific tokens, and it can contribute to the burn in the ecosystem, that's probably going to bump it up quite a bit, because this whole, reward token, Safemoon kind of, they didn't pioneer it, but they made it quite popular. They're the first ones that actually essentially made it in the top 100 with this very unique concept of rewards and holding and burning the supply, hyper deflationary. I think it'll be massive if whatever these two exchanges are can offer tokenomics. If not, yes, we're going to see price action in the charts. Yes, it's going to go green. Yes, the price per coin will increase. But like myself and many of us, we're in it for the reflections. We're in it for the burn. We're in it for the supply to be reduced. So I'm not specifically interested in just being listed anywhere, but I do want to know if they're working on tokenomics of the exchanges. And if that happens, and we're talking about a Huobi Global or a KuCoin, if that's been happening in the background and they're offering tokenomics, and that's what the wait has been for a new listing, that's going to be incredible. That's going to be very, very massive. Volume, yes. Burn, yes. Tokenomics, yes. Price action, yes. Now, are they going to do it? Are we there yet? Is it something that Safemoon needs to do first to prove the concept of, burning tokens and rewards, and how does reflections work? Do they need to do it before these other exchanges get the picture that this is the future of DeFi? I don't know. We're going to see, but we're not far from our exchange. The exchange and those two listings are potentially a month apart. I would say, we're not far from the exchange. We know quarter one, quarter two of 2022 is going to be massive. Blockchain exchange, onboarding the, NFTs and Project Phoenix, so that's all going to be revealed. So this isn't a far conversation. We're talking about a 1 to 2 month period. I'm not interested in exchanges. I'm interested in, will they offer tokenomics?
Yeah, for sure, man. Tim, what you think, man? If we get listed in these top two exchanges, possibly big ones, potentiality of Safemoon.
Oh man, yeah, I'm super excited about exchange listings. I'm also excited about ourselves getting on our own exchange listing. The possibilities, like, do you want me to give like a price prediction, or like what do you want to see? Like, are you talking about you want to hear what type of volume is going to be delivered? Like,
yeah, man, open floor. Whatever you think is on your mind. Let me ask you first straight up, Tim, you hear that Safemoon is being listed on crypto.com. What's on your mind?
Oh, I'm buying more Safemoon, guys, not financial advice. Dude, whenever you see these coins or these tokens listed, whether it be SHIB or be anything else, once they get in, even Doge itself, as soon as they're dropped on a major exchange, their volume flies through the roof. At one point, I remember seeing SHIB's volume at 45 billion for a friggin' day. I was like, are you out of your mind? Can you imagine the tokenomics we would be getting if we had 45 billion in one day? Yeah. And then I think right now it's even rolling at like 15 billion or something ridiculous like that. And that was with when they went to Coinbase, and they also had crypto.com. So as you get more listed on more and more exchanges, and just with the community, the way that we drive information, the way how positive we are, I think we can easily hit 50 billion in volume if we start dropping on some of these major exchanges. And one of the things that Gandalf said is, when some of the things that they're going to release is going to make us poop our pants and poop bricks and do backflips. And I think if we get into a major exchange where we're doing like 40, 50 billion a day in volume, I mean, everyone on this panel that owns Safemoon and everyone in the comments that are saying stuff, well, are all going to be pooping bricks and doing backflips, because the amount of reflections we would be making would be absolutely insane. And so you would see that the investment that we've made would start to really pay off. And so that's one of the things that really excites me about getting on these exchanges. Now, I'm also super excited about the Safemoon exchange. I know John Crony said that there isn't a lot of software, not a lot of programming when it comes to exchanges. It's just all about paperwork, a lot more paperwork involved. And I know he said that they are working on getting the paperwork out there for their exchange. So hopefully something they will be coming out in January or February or whenever they release it. But I honestly can't wait for that. So that's my take on it. The volume is, because sometimes people are looking at the price, like, yeah, if the price is down low and we're getting 40, 50 billion in volume, we're going to get a ton of tokens. And then when the price flies up, all those tokens, I mean, Jesus, our bags are going to double, quadruple. It's going to be insane. So it's going to really be a fun time when we get listed on exchanges.
Yeah, for sure. Generation, what about you, man?
Yeah, I think it's going to bring some great price action as well as new investors to come into the space. I still think that there is a large subsection of people who may have looked into SafeMoon as, you know, they'll hold some Dogecoin, or they just got into the market and they're looking to buy in, and they see that they have to buy on this place and send stuff to that place, and they're like, nope, I'm out. Like, they just stop right there. They're done. And so being able to get on a centralized exchange where it's not, because right now we're on Bitmart, right? But even with Bitmart, you can't just go in, connect a card and make a purchase. You've got to go about by buying in some other exchange and then sending that to Bitmart and then making your purchase that way. So being able to have someone be able to connect a credit card or a debit card or even a bank account and then going and purchasing SafeMoon and then holding SafeMoon and being able to be a holder and participate in the tokenomics and all of the great aspects that attracts people to SafeMoon is going to be a big deal. So, I mean, it doesn't even really matter, in my opinion, if it's one of the major exchanges or if it's a minor exchange. To me, what matters is the fact that there's ease of access to the project. That's what's ultimately going to matter, is having the ease of access to be able to go, I'm going to take my card, I'm connecting it to this exchange, now I can purchase this, and I'm still going to have access to tokenomics. I'm still going to have all of the same benefits as anyone else holding on any other platform. So that's a big deal. And I don't think it really matters the size of the exchange. But ultimately, for me, the biggest deal is going to be when we have our own exchange, because that brings utility to SafeMoon. And then that, of course, brings cryptonomics for other projects as well, which, I mean, I love SafeMoon, but I'm excited to earn in other cryptos as well. So I'm really looking forward to the exchange.
Yeah, man. Adam, what's your thoughts, man? Let's say we get listed on crypto.com.
Bro, it's gonna fly. I can give you a prediction. You know I hate price predictions. That week that we get listed on any of these large exchanges, and I can name which ones, I predict 50 to 100% return in 1 week. And I would say more like, and I could even say the next day, it's gonna probably go 30 to 60% if I had to throw a number. And I don't make predictions. You guys know I don't like crazy predictions. If we get crypto.com, if we get a Binance, if we get a Kraken, KuCoin, a little bit lesser, but Binance, but still we're going to get crazy returns. So I'm looking forward to it. And besides for the blockchain, that's the driving force of, you know, the financial driving force, because you have, as you said, like Binance compared to the PancakeSwap, the volume is just tremendous. Maybe CZ is going to do it, bro. Like, maybe it doesn't make sense that he's not. Doesn't that piss you off? He's like, the coins, the tokens that have the biggest communities, that's what we're going to do. And then people do these little memes with the little like spaceships and like talk going after. And he still doesn't list us. That gets me tight, man. I need to talk to that guy. He's on my list. I need to talk to him even more so than I need to talk to John. If you guys get me 5 minutes with CZ, I get us listed. 5 minutes. That's all.
It's actually crazy that SafeMoon was it was at one point the second biggest token on Binance. The second biggest, got no mention at all from CZ. This token launched within the first month and a half, became the second biggest contributing factor to volume and users and just hype. No mention at all. So I actually that kind of made me start with Binance. I mean, I'll take a Binance listing, I'll take the volume, I'll take the price action on the upside, but I don't care about Binance after that. Like they just shocked us by.
Bro, the craziest thing about Binance, off the topic of SafeMoon in general, they're not even listed in the United States, and they're doing this crazy volume, bro. Like, is that not? Bro, I'm like fascinated by this. Like, I literally sit there and start thinking, like, how is this possible? And I can't wrap my mind around it. It gets me so tight.
People in the US are probably using VPNs or something. There has to be a way they're accessing that. Come on.
My peoples end up they buy it, and then they just when they're overseas they do it. Not even with a VPN, because sometimes with a VPN it screws them up too. So they literally do it when they're out of state.
Wow.
Like when they fly to the Caribbean a lot. But
yeah,
that's Binance.
Atlas, man, go ahead.
Okay, I got a couple things here. I've been making notes. All right, so I got to ask you a question first, Safemoon Tim. You said the quote about us pooping bricks, right?
Yeah, I'm pooping bricks right now.
Okay, if we all poop bricks, does that mean we're making a blockchain?
Oh yeah, maybe that's we're pooping blockchain bricks.
I had to go with the pun there. All right. Anyways, having some fun here. So also something to take into consideration, guys, is that some of the exchanges, if they decide that they want to list SafeMoon, you got to ask the question, with SafeMoon version 2, what does it exist on right now? The Binance Smart Chain, right? So for exchanges like, exchanges like Coinbase, they don't do anything with Binance Smart Chain currently. Am I correct on this? It's all Ethereum based?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they don't
you're
do
correct
anything.
on
So
that.
they would have to do SafeMoon. So at that point in time, we would have to have included the migration method over for SafeMoon, which we don't have at this exact moment. How soon that's going to be, I don't know. Maybe we'll get that before the end of the year. I think that would be a nice little adjusted approach as well. But we do have other exchanges that do work with the Binance Smart Chain. Crypto.com was one of them that's been mentioned, and they're a very big name. And a lot of people have accessibility to that inside the United States as well. So I think that there's a lot of credibility to the opportunity of something like that too. As far as for if it's on small or larger exchanges, I would agree in the fact that the accessibility is the biggest key feature that plays into. Like, you want to be able to access it easily, and the different avenues that you can do so, depending on your country, the methods that are used. You want to be able to acquire SafeMoon for one reason or another. There is something of value that comes into play, though, to consider having a larger exchange, and that's credibility. So you could question and say, well, SafeMoon has such a big community, and maybe not you, but other people will be doing this and have been doing this. If SafeMoon has such a big community, then why is it that the biggest named exchanges out there don't want a piece of that pie? Why do they have their defenses up? Why are they stepping away from that? And meanwhile, they're putting their attention to focus on these other projects. If they get the user base that they already have, and you get this commodity that everyone wants, well, the exchange is going to be getting their percentage cut. So ideally, they would want to be a part of that as well. So I think the whole mechanic of how SafeMoon version 1 worked with its tokenomics at that point in time was causing a huge hindrance of us being able to get listed on a lot of these major exchanges. We know that the pairing with Bitcoin and Ethereum for SafeMoon version 2 is going to be creating that opportunity for it to be listed on additional exchanges. How soon that will be, I don't know. What I'm really hoping right now is that in these past couple months where things have been a lot more quiet, but you had all these cryptocurrency conventions and different members of the team that were going to them, John, and the meetings that he's been having left and right, I hope they've established the network available to be prepared for the launch of version 2. And now it's more about just finalizing each of those events moving forward. That's what I'm really hoping for. One question I had for you guys is, I'm not a big coder. So if I look at the code for SafeMoon version 2 and look at the code for version 1, I don't really know what I'm looking at there. So if you guys are coders, and I think some of you are, have you had a chance to look at the SafeMoon version 2 contract yet? And if you did, was there anything that you saw where you went, oh, that might actually make it a lot easier to get listed on these big exchanges?
Nope, I'm not a Solidity developer.
Me neither.
So I know a little bit of Solidity, not enough to write a program or anything, because I do have a little bit of a programming background, but I have not had enough time to dig through the contract. So I don't even think most of it's even publicly available. So it's hard to even dig through and look through all that.
What was that thing about? I think for the first couple of days that the contract was actually exposed, there was a piece of text in there that said CRO, and that was removed. You know, CRO crypto.com. I don't know if that's correlated to an actual, they're talking about the CRO token, but screenshots came out. This piece of text was there, and a couple of days later, it just got removed and reworded to something else that's more encrypted. I don't know if that has any correlation to crypto.com or what that meant, or if that was a Photoshop image, but that was going around quite a bit. Not sure if you guys have any more insight there on what that could have meant.
Yeah, I saw the crypto.com as well. Cats, what do you think?
Can I comment on this?
You can comment on anything, buddy.
You can drop us a hint, but just don't say
Yeah.
that directly.
Cats, if you're not comfortable, don't say it, bro. You'll screw yourself over.
Yeah, no.
All jokes aside.
I was just trolling you, Cats. I was just trolling you.
No, I was trying to think of some way to say it. No.
All right,
Yeah.
that's cool.
That's fine.
Adam, I'm gonna give you the floor because I know you said you got a jet, man.
Yeah, guys, I had hella fun. I love being on this panel. This was so much fun. A lot of fun. I love trolling the trolls in the comment sections. I love it. I love it. You guys can mess with me because I'm busting your balls as quick as you bust my balls. I'll do it like a freaking speed bag. You have no idea. So yeah, thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to next week. And yeah, it was hella fun, man. I love talking to you guys. It's so much fun. Thank you so much.
For sure, man. Thanks for your insight and providing your thoughts on today, man. Thank you.
Take care. You guys want to bet how many subscribers I lost tonight?
Negative
Sorry.
50.
32
Have a good night, guys. Take
Have a
care.
good one, Adam.
See you later.
Bye.
See ya, man.
Cats, I know you did one, and we already spoke about it a little bit, but I know we have 743 viewers right now, so definitely there's a lot of people that did miss it. But did you want to talk about? I guess we could just open panel it about the Easter eggs that's being dropped right now on the egg drops.
Oh, yeah, Easter eggs. Go find them.
Are they all out? Are they all available? Are they dropping them at certain times?
So I don't know if they're all out, or I don't know the status of them all. I only know certain ones that I need to know about, and obviously the ones that have been found. But yeah, go find them. That's
Thanks.
all I can say is go find them, have fun on the wallet, try and find them, and see if you just go find them. Because I can't say any more than that, because if I say that, I'm then giving you locations. So go find them.
My friend had a little theory yesterday that he brought up to me. He was saying, well, what if they're going to be releasing one of these a day? That would lead into, with a 12-word seed phrase, the day before Christmas Eve. And, you got kind of like a 12 days of Christmas thing going on there. I don't know if that's something to be played into. I know that a new word was released today, which was part of John's Instagram. And you drop down the description on that, and it shows the next word. And it's out of order. So I know that we've got 3 of them so far. I'm not aware of any others.
Who here has actually watched Ready Player One? Has everyone here watched Ready Player One?
I just watched it.
Okay.
Watched
Okay.
it,
What do
read
you
the
think about it,
books.
Tim?
I thought it was awesome. It really
Yeah,
makes
man.
me excited for the metaverse. So
Yeah. So metaverse, and then obviously the finding the golden the 3 keys, right, and stuff like that. So this is kind of neat that they're doing something like this. But you guys heard it from Cats. Go ahead and find them. Try and find them, guys. We don't know if they're all out. We don't know how many's out, but I mean, yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I mean,
in
Go ahead.
the actual
A
movie, I
little
think
bit of
I'm
Canali
thinking
code
it took
in there,
them,
up, down, left, right, A, B, A, B. Go on.
I think in the actual movie it took 120 years to find those 3 eggs, right? So not sure how deep these words are hidden, but I mean, it's gonna take us that long? A couple decades?
To be fair, we have a massive community. And if you look at Mr. Beast's challenge that he did previously, that was this huge riddle thing he worked on for months trying to prepare, and he thought it was going to be insane. The community solved that in 24 hours because people had Discord groups. Everyone was sharing what they found, their thoughts, what they could have, and it just went like this. So I would not be surprised as soon as all of that information is out that it takes the Safemoon community very long to actually find it.
all right, guys, let's get
Good
going.
luck. Good luck.
Why are we even in here right now? Let's close this down.
Yeah, look in the comment section. They're dropping Easter eggs.
Yeah, no, but hang on, because some people are asking, well, what the hell are we talking about? So there is an Easter eggs within the Safemoon ecosystem / community, and you have to find them. Each egg / hat relates to a word within a seed phrase, which then relates to a hat with a color. So each color relates to a seed phrase. So if you find a golden hat and a purple hat, obviously they ain't gonna go and match. So go find the eggs and you find the words, and then whoever finds all 12 words, well, has whatever's there, I suppose.
What's everyone
$100 million.
That's not even a lot of money.
No?
$100 billion.
Oh, I forgot the rate of inflation. Wait a second. Now it's $200 billion.
That's super funny. That's super funny. What do you guys think? Because you guys just touched on it, right? What do you guys think about the metaverse and the implementation with Safemoon? As you guys saw, John said that Mooncast is the first step to the metaverse.
I'm pretty excited about it. I got to talk to Jacob, who's actually building it right now, the lead on it, and he's pretty excited about it. He worked on he's been designing this gaming system for a while. He's been building this. I forget the name of it. Is it Sky something? Oh man, I wish I remember the name of it. But he's been building this whole world in Mooncraft for a while. And he's been working on it for over like a year and a half now. So just imagine what the capabilities are going to be. Now, I think the thing that I was super excited about is being able to purchase stuff with Safemoon within the metaverse and being able to bring in NFTs and stuff like that and maybe put them in, a house that you have. But I guess that's not going to be on the initial release. So that's something that I'm just, they're going to release it and then we're going to get people involved and then they're going to unleash the dragon by allowing people to buy stuff with Safemoon. So that should be a lot of fun. But I'm really excited by it. I don't really play online games a lot because I don't have time. I'm sure you guys are really busy with all your YouTube shows, right? And but I think I'm going to try to make time to hang out with you guys in a virtual world so we can smash each other's blocks.
You know what I just realized right now is with the whole Minecraft mechanic, you have redstone. People have made working phones using the internal coding and redstone and the other stuff with that. Like, just imagine in the future people finding ways to do incorporating of payment structured systems with Safemoon, or when we have that proof of work style mechanic that the wind turbines, people are doing like Minecraft designed wind turbines that are somehow feeding back into the real world. That would just be absolutely insane.
I still don't even know what Tim means by smashing each other's
smash
blocks.
your blocks,
I really
guys.
don't know what that
I'm going to come to your house. I'm going to smash your blocks. Isn't that what you do in Mooncraft? You smash blocks, right? Am I wrong? You don't be smashing blocks, bro?
You smash things, you harvest things, you build things. So yeah, you smash some rocks for sure.
All right.
But cool, man, guys. All right, so we are coming up at about 10 minutes left. I'm going to give you guys the floor really quick. We'll just go down the panel here, whatever you guys want to say, and then I think we can close it out, man. This was a lot of freaking fun. Generation, let's start with you, man. What do you final words for episode 2?
Yeah, thank you guys for stopping in. I think it's awesome that we're able to do this as content creators. I know there's a lot of divisiveness at times in the community, especially on other platforms. So I think it's awesome that we're able to get together and talk in an open dialogue like this, where everyone can have a difference of an opinion and we can disagree, but we can also agree on the things that we do agree on and have a conversation about it and engage the community within that conversation and make it open so everyone can view and participate. So I think it's awesome to do that. First of all, I just want to say, if you guys have not liked this video yet, because there's over 700 of you in here and there's not that 700 likes on this video, please smash the like button for RJ. Let's get this video trending. Let's get it so other people in the Safemoon community can be aware that we do this, so we can engage more people in the conversation. And of course, subscribe to everyone here on the panel. Crypto Alice does some awesome videos. He does a really good deep dives into different concepts around Safemoon and other stuff. So please subscribe to his channel. He's awesome. It doesn't cost you anything to do that. So please subscribe to his channel. It's the same with RJ. I mean, RJ does this full time, guys. So he literally dedicated all of his time to come on here and produce content for you guys. So it costs you nothing. Give him a subscription, like his videos, engage with his content, because he is doing this for you guys. Now, CatsRus, he is an educator. He came up from just being on Discord and coming up and was able to educate people because he just wanted to answer questions that people were asking. So he's a genuinely good-hearted guy. Go to Safemoon Education on their website. There's a lot of plentiful good articles, information there for you guys to all engage with. Moonboy also does some awesome content. I think you guys should all go over and subscribe to his channel. He's usually one of the first to post about anything once it comes up. He's there in his car recording things just to get the information out to you guys as fast as he can. So he deserves all of your subscriptions and all of your likes. And of course, it wouldn't be complete without Safemoon Tim here, because not only is he the greatest jokester in the Safemoon army, but on top of that, he does all these deep dives as well. So he goes down the pipelines, goes and figures out all the information. And of course, he you know, he's on John because John is like, dude, who is this guy? He knows all of my trade secrets. I need to hire him because he knows everything before I even do. So go and subscribe to his channel if you want to know stuff before even John knows about it. That's all I have to say.
Thanks, man. Cats, what about you? I did see someone talk about your charity, man. If you want to share that on the chat there, so I'll leave the floor to you.
Sure. Yeah, no, this is for me. It's awkward because there's just time zone differences and trying to get in contact with all the community. It's difficult. It's 4 a.m. for me, and I'm still up. I've been up for another 24 hours. I gotta love these 24-hour shifts. It's great, but no, it's fun. Like, it's good to get perspective from different people and get an insight to what the community actually thinks. Again, I don't know too much more than what everyone else knows. I just have that extra key pieces of information here and there because, yeah, I do work for the team, but even putting all the dots together, I still don't know quite a lot. And it's still exciting for me to have this exciting moment where I can go, oh, this, that, and it adds up and it's great. So for me, it's just great to have a separate community on YouTube because the YouTube community is in somewhat its own community to the Twitter community. And, you know, everyone has to have the different times to share. So I do watch all you guys. It is fun to watch some of the videos that come out and just see different people's perspective. It's cool. So, yeah. And I suppose I will share it.
Yeah, man, share it. Share it.
I hate.
It's an awesome platform to share it.
Yeah.
True. Okay.
It's the best.
So for me, Christmas is a hard time, especially over the last 2 years. For me, I haven't had time to spend time with my mother. And for me, I resonate with seeing the video. You may have seen it floating around where you see like Tom Holland, you have Captain Jack Sparrow, i.e. Johnny Depp, and going into children's hospitals and stuff like that. It resonates with me, especially over the last 2 years with not being able to see my parents. Saying that, I did get to see her just under 2 years apart last in, well, it was November, I think it was, October. Finally got to see her for 2 days, and it was great. You'll see an emotional video on Twitter of me walking in and bursting into tears because it was a happy moment.
Okay.
So for me, but overall, with all that coming together, it resonates with me, and I want to give back to the kids this Christmas. So this Christmas, and hopefully more Christmases to come, I'm running a event called Operation Christmas, which is me raising as much money as I can for kids this Christmas in my local community for the Children's Hospice, which entails me, with each donation goal reached, being forfeited to a challenge. We have things such as me going on a contraction machine, shaving my head, shaving my eyebrows, me dressing up in drag and walking down to the shops to buy a bottle of milk, eating cat food, eating a chili crisp. Like, there's some fun things and there's some cruel things, but it's for the kids, and that's what it is. So if you want to check it out, go to Twitter, #Operation Christmas. It's all there. It's all in black and white. Have a look. And yeah, if you want me to see me without my eyebrows, raise 25K. Not a lot of money in the grand scheme of things of what the community can do. So if you can raise 25K on Saturday, there will be a Twitter event. A Twitch event, not Twitter, Twitch event, where I'll be streaming for as long as I can to raise as much money as I can. And some of those challenges will be done in that stream. Some of them obviously need a bit more planning, but you'll get them right away. But at least you'll see me shave my head on a contraction machine and I'll shave my eyebrows, at least all on that stream. So yeah, if you want to see me without eyebrows and be a complete bald cat, then yeah, donate for the kids.
For sure. Thank you so much, Cats. It definitely shows your character, and I absolutely love that. So thank you so much. Moon Boy, what you got, man?
Yeah, this is the first time I'm getting acquainted with Cats, and you sound like a very cool dude, and that's a very good service you're doing for your community. So I highly respect that. I do have kids myself, and my whole life is my children. I have nieces, so that massive respect to you when it comes to that. and the purpose of why you've been doing it. So good job on you. Shout out to RJ for hosting this, bro. You've been a very good host, keeping everyone active with the questions and keeping the chat live. So you've done a great job hosting this week's Safemoon Round Table. And yeah, I'm just kind of talk a little bit about what crypto, Generation Crypto said. It's really cool to see a community who we're all involved in the same token. We all love the same thing. We all have the same goals, the same aspirations. And for us to come together as content creators, whether the channel is at 2,000 subs or 35,000 subs, we're here for the same purpose, and we want to, kind of get together and just speak on the things we love and enjoy, and that's Safemoon, that's cryptocurrency, and that's the ideas of what's going to happen in the future when the exchange and all these things do roll out. So it's very awesome that we can get together, just as people who are investors, people who are knowledgeable, people that can educate, people that can answer specific questions that the regular average viewing person probably isn't going to dive deep into Discord and Twitter and Reddit and what are these hints. So it's really cool that we can provide this, and I'm very proud of all of us here. With Safemoon Joe as well, and Crypto Control, and Adam as well. If anyone is in the community, it doesn't have to be a YouTuber. This is an open space. We're inviting people who are, people who are crypto enthusiasts, Safemoon enthusiasts. This isn't a YouTube specific thing. Cats is not a YouTuber, but it's a platform we do want to provide to kind of give Safemoon another voice. We do have the AMAs, the Twitter space is massive, the community overall when it comes to the holders are incredible. But the purpose of this is just to, share the positive information, talk about what's going on, and talk about what's up and coming, and to share our journey, our thoughts, and our views. So I think this is incredible, man. This has been the second episode, another slam dunk for me. Shout out to Generation Crypto for bringing this idea to all of us. He's the pioneer of the Safemoon Round Table, bringing adventures of Safemoon. So that's incredible, my boy. I appreciate you getting the idea out there and gathering us together. So big props to you, Safemoon Tim. Second occasion talking to you. You are freaking funny. Been binge watching your videos.
Hilarious.
You and Adam, man, killing me. Love it. Crypto Atlas, my boy. I've known you for a little bit. Not in directly, but kind of just on Twitter a little bit. I do follow you, so I do appreciate what you do as well in your information and deep diving into hints and very deep specific. So you are awesome as well. So big up to everyone. I'm having a great time, and I look forward to the next one as well next weekend. So thank you.
Appreciate it, man. Really quick, Tim, before I leave it to you for the last couple minutes here.
I didn't say anything either.
Oh, damn. Atlas, did I go from generation to... Damn. All right, really quick. I want to do a quick shout out to our moderators, Safemoon, Satoshi's Safemoon Bets, and Zeus. Thank you so much for modding the chat. Atlas, let's go to you, and then we'll go to Tim, man. Dang, I'm terrible.
So also shout outs to Adam Bergman. I know he wasn't able to finish up the rest of this with us, but he was providing a lot of great content. So you guys should check him out as well. And, RJ, thank you very much for having me here. I'd like to also note for everyone, guys, please remember that Safemoon version 1 has now been adjusted. So it's not a 10% transaction fee. They dropped it down to 2%. A lot of people are saying they're getting a lot more reflections now over on Safemoon version 2. Bitmart still has not made their acquisition as far as I'm aware, unless anything happened during the course of this broadcast. And if they end up buying it on version 2, where do you think those reflections are going to go? So at some point, you got to make the move over. A lot of people in Discord are saying that they're saying, I'm just going to go ahead and make the move over now. I'm not getting as much reflections as I did before. So I want you to be aware that it is not the same contract reflection amount that it was before. You're only getting that 1% split out of the 2% transaction fee, not that 5% that was being distributed before. So do keep that in mind moving forward. You have a little bit of a time window going on right now, but you're kind of missing the boat on the bigger picture here. And thank you again, everybody, for having me on the panel.
For sure. Thanks, Atlas. Tim, let's close it out.
Well, RJ, thanks for hosting this. Great show. Cats, thanks for showing up and being an awesome educator. Generation Crypto, thank you for spearheading this. Crypto Atlas, oh my gosh, I dropped that one. Thank you for all the kind things that you said and all the great information you dropped. And Moonboy, it's great hanging out with you guys. I can't wait until we all get into the metaverse and we can diamond fist each other. As I was saying,
get the lube.
As I was saying that, I was like, wait, what am I saying? Yeah, let's not diamond fist each other.
Tim, what the hell?
Blockchain. I think that was a horror movie, if I remember correctly.
All right. I might have said I might be overtired, guys. But thanks for having me in here. It's a great time hanging out with you guys. I'm sorry I said that. At least you'll still be able to monetize. I don't think there's anything about diamond fisting.
There was now.
Yeah.
There is now. Let's make a trend. Let's make a trend on YouTube. But yeah, it was really a great time hanging out with you guys. A lot of good information shared with everyone. And it's never a dull moment. You guys have great minds, and I like hanging out with you all. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much to everyone on this panel that made it tonight. Obviously, thank you to everyone that tuned in and provided a very, very awesome chat. You guys are hilarious in there. Sometimes I can't help but seriously laugh. Apologies, we couldn't get to the super chat. Like I said, we had so much to cover. And but thank you to everyone that did do super chats. So thank you. Again, obviously, you guys, be kind, be fight the good fight, right? Don't FUD, and we'll all be okay. We're all in here for the same thing, and that's to create generational wealth. And I really do think, to my very core, that our time will come. We will have bright days ahead. Obviously, this entire show, this was not financial advice, right? So this was just for education and obviously entertainment purposes only. With that being said, we will close episode 2. Tune in for next week's episode, same time, Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. With that, we are going to end it. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good night.